Hey there, folks. Mr. Scoble here with a video about how to do MLA format and your works cited page. So what you've done in the past now is you started to create your outline, and what the outline also needs is on a separate piece of paper, your works cited. What also the outline needs is to have the parenthetical citations embedded before your quote. So kind of showing you how to do that. As a reminder, the heading should be MLA format. So you have your name, the teacher's name, English 2 honors, and then the date that it's due. And then you begin with whatever part of the process you're at. Why do we need to cite the sources? And so why do we need to have that parenthetical citation? And so first, any borrowed information must be acknowledged, right? You cannot just steal pieces of information from other sources. It's unethical. So make sure you're acknowledging those folks that you are citing or that you're using. They give authority to your paper, right? You, as a 16-year-old, are now much more authoritative if you are using other people's works that have backgrounds in English and PhDs in English and have written about this extensively. So just be aware that you also now have added authority to your paper if you do that. And it also permits the reader to check the source and see how you came to those conclusions. So that's why you're able to cite your sources. So one, you have to acknowledge it because it's unethical. If you don't, it gives authority and credibility to your paper, and it also makes me be able to check your sources. So the works cited page is a page that follows the outline and then the final essay when you get to that point. So all quoted and paraphrased material must have that parenthetical citation. When you're citing, use the author's last name and the page number, and the period, right? The period comes after your parentheses. So Dickens 42. So parentheses Dickens 42, parentheses period. That's what you want it to look like. So just be aware of that. Nothing else added. No author. Make sure you do the article title. So this is an article people use a lot, is why Robespierre chose terror. There is no author to this article. So in the parentheses, you're just going to put that title there. The quotes, that's how you identify that it's an article title. All sources that are larger works should be in italics. So A Tale of Two Cities, those should be italicized. And any article or short stories, they're in quotes. So remember the short stories we read, those should be quotes if you ever cite those. But the larger work, italicized. And that goes for anything. So poetry, poems, those are quotes. Larger works of poetry, italicized. How the format for a works cited should be is that the first line should always line up to the end of the margin. So if you notice the first part here, the first part of Attica, Blackwell, and Blackwell, all of these line up. After that first line, you then indent it. So it's easily identifiable where that next source is in the works cited. So the Age of Euripides, Attica, Blackwell, Blackwell. So by formatting that way, the reader and you can easily identify what source is there. This is going to be easier for you because you're using digital resources, and so you can copy and paste when you go to cite it. You want to indent that line. They also should be in alphabetical order, right? The is not alphabetized that way, so Age of Euripides, alphabetically, that is before Attica, before Blackwell, and I've then done Blackwell. If you have article quotes, right, it is used with quotes. Books italicized, I just mentioned that before, but you can see if that is the case for a larger work like World History, Ancient and Medieval Eras, that's also there. Reminder, if there's no author, use the article title. I get this question a lot. I said it twice in this video. I don't mind answering it again, but if you have articles only, this is the format you should follow, where it's the article and then the volume after that. The outline, right now after this video, you should be submitting your outline. You should have simple analysis. You should have topic sentences. You should have correct citations like I just went over. and now you should have your Works Cited page after viewing this video. Those are the 4 things you should have. In more detail, after this video is also a criteria for success you should check off of before you submit. Let me know if you have any questions at this stage of the process. Take care.